a recent graduate in a more junior role in your agency, if that's appropriate?
Well, typical day, an agency, you live and breathe off of your client base. So your typical day is based on our clients. Depending on what clients you have and what work you're doing for them, that's going to determine what your typical day is going to be like. So it can be anything, and also depends on where you are in the cycle of servicing them. If you're doing a program for them, an event or PR program, if they're launching something for them, it depends what your typical day is going to look like. For myself, it's essentially managing staff, getting the staff motivated, beginning the day with meetings and staff meetings and updates and so forth, and then a lot of biz dev, so you have to manage your client base that you've got, and then you want to figure out how to leverage that to gain new clients. From someone that's coming into the agency, their typical day should be with the hourly question of how am I adding value to my clients, essentially, and thus to my agency. And that's how typically they can be responding to emails, writing proposals, doing research, anything along those lines.
Hi, so a typical day in our office, so it's public relations. A lot of what we do is really staying on top of what's being said about our clients and in the lexicon of their industry. So it's really important, the common thread through every day, right when we get there, is to read. From the moment that we get up, we will check and see on all of our target publications what's being said, either about our clients, about their competitors. We need to have our finger on the pulse pretty much before our clients do. That's what really needs to happen. Much like Rodrigo said, it's really just a lot of kind of nuts and bolts, throughout the day of like email correspondence with clients, preparing written materials, stuff like that. I also have an interesting perspective for you all because I do run our internship program, so I know for interns what it takes for them each day. We rely so heavily on our interns to do really senior level stuff. We really have them do a lot of research. We bring them up through the agency so that they really get a feel for what we're doing from moment to moment. So it's a lot of research for them, really doing the groundwork for all of our pitching, finding the correct contacts, doing competitor research, and then also helping us build media lists and stuff like that. If we think it's appropriate, and we've had them for a while, we will let them do some low-level pitching, depending on their skill set. But yeah, as you said, it's always changing. The most important thing in our industry, though, is really staying ahead of the curve and reading. So, common thread for today.
So, typical day, I'm just going to use today, because today is as typical as any other. I started out, I spent 30 minutes reviewing financial results from February at our agency, my office set up the P&L that I'm responsible for, and working on projections for March. From there, I went to a client meeting. Actually, clients came into our office today. This is a relatively new client that I had not met, but my team has been working with. We had a 90-minute meeting where we planned strategy around a program of events that we're planning for them for C-level, CEO, CIO, CTO level attendees. Planning that out. Then went to a lunch meeting, came back and had a call with my head of global operations. So this is a guy that's in my in our company, that is located in Boston, just to check in to catch up on various projects that we run. Then I got on another client call where we were awarded a new piece of business. Yay. And this is typical. We were awarded business. We'll have our first meeting tomorrow to find out the specs on it, but we'll be doing 30 events starting in 30 days. 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today in 10 cities around the country. So, and this was on a project that we got a call on Tuesday at 4 o'clock from them that said, hey, we think we might be doing these meetings. Can you do them for us? It's only 100 attendees at each one of them. It's only 10 cities, and it's 3 weeks away. We only have you're in a hurry, we can get it so that you can pitch it to your bosses and get approval on it. And they say, great, because we've got a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. That's perfect. Our meeting's at 10 o'clock. And we say, okay, it's Eastern. So we got in a slide deck on 9:30 Tuesday night. And they presented it, and we just got to go to business. So that is pretty typical when you say that a lot of our clients, unreasonable demands, and they expect us to jump their hoops, and we do, and the reward is we get to work on really cool, fun projects. And then, let's see, the last thing we did, I went and spoke to the marketing group. For entry-level folks, and I've been in our agency for 13 years and in the business for 25, so I'm the managing director at the entry-level and sort of lower and mid-levels. Our folks tend to be focused in on one or two different clients at a time. And they start the day early and end the day late, and they work a lot of hours. And when we're in the midst of projects that are about to deliver next week, or we've got an event, there is no weekend. I mean, there's some really, really hard work. It's a work ethic that's very, very strong in our industry, and it's worthwhile. It's really fun to be working on projects for brands. The one we're talking about is Samsung Mobile, and it's to launch a very cool phone. So it's kind of fun when you drink the Kool-Aid that your client is serving up, but it's really for something that you respect. It's kind of fun.
Okay, so I don't know if I said this before, but I'm a production manager at Say Media, and that role has evolved from being an account manager, which was what I was at Video A before we merged. And daily, I work with between 15 to 20 clients, and that's usually how many I carry throughout the entire campaign. And I have clients in New York, and in Eastern Canada, Montreal, and then all over Western Canada. And any person in my job will have clients all over. Usually, it stays within their region. I'm fortunate or unfortunate enough to work outside my region, so I'm working on East Coast times for the most part. But the days, as they kind of mentioned, they change so much, and you kind of go in expecting one thing, and you come out having something else completely different. But we start off by selling this campaign to some of our clients, and once it's sold through, that's really when I take it over and work with our creative department, our traffickers, our media side people, our media planners, and then our audience network people to make sure that we have the inventory to run the campaign, make sure we can produce it on time. Once it's produced, we have everything we need to traffic it out and push it into the markets. And so that's pretty much the life cycle of a campaign, and all of these 20 clients are at different stages in that. So it's a lot of staying in communication with people you work with internally and externally just to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. But it's exciting, it changes all the time, and it's really fun to work with different people. I also lead our internship program at the company, and so I put together the training for it. So they pretty much, with our company as a whole, the more you want to do and the harder you work, the faster you grow in the company. So our interns can do anything from basic rate requests or putting together reports on a campaign to actually managing campaigns and managing clients and stuff like that. So you work your way up from intern to junior to regular PM to lead to senior, and you kind of just work your way through it.
Great. Are there opportunities for our students?
There are.
Great.
There are.
We're
MSR communication. Plug that right there.
They're always asking me about, I need an internship. There you go.
Yeah, well, our company, it's not only in my department, we're growing so quickly that we're looking for interns, we're looking for recent graduates to step into junior roles, so let me know.
So we get the business card at the end.
Yeah.
This is great. Oh, good. Well, my life is very different. The kind of jobs that I generate, being a boutique firm, working with a number of clients over the years, a lot of my business is referral-based. So I'm not your typical firm drumming on the sidewalk and doing a lot of advertising. It sounds like we're referral-based to a lot of you. I'm constantly working with clients, getting to new levels with clients. For example, I just had a client that just went through a merger, so now I'm reintroducing myself to the parent company, sort of remarketing myself. So in marketing, you're always marketing yourself as well as doing marketing and other related activities for your clients. So it's kind of an interesting issue. And there's always a balancing act between the billable work that you'll be working on, as well as always doing marketing to some degree as you start developing other kinds of projects. And your story is so exactly. We needed a proposal yesterday. We have a project tomorrow that has to be done, and it's always a balancing act of not getting too frustrated, because in marketing jobs, oftentimes they get back burner because suddenly the budget goes away, or suddenly the schedule disappears, and it's a challenge. So I think part of what we're looking at today and talking to you about is the reality of working in a world that's in constant flux. So it's driven by information, it's driven by your ability to self-manage and to really orient yourself to those changes in the marketplace, and also try to stay 3 steps ahead of the game. And using communications has made my life totally change, whether I'm on a Skype call to 5 different countries, or I'm trying to send emails that won't leave my desk. So anyway, that's a little bit of my day. I generally, the Bellos group is me, basically, and I bring people in as needed on special projects. Oftentimes I get hired for my expertise. It's not about farming it out to all the people in the company. And I occasionally bring in junior level people to help out, but it's an interesting proposition.